Good day, Tamers. Market watch time. Don't do it very often. Don't really see a need to in the European marketplace. We don't have like massive fluctuations unless things go crazy. Like the Toman Agamo went from being £10 to being 35 in literally about 4 seconds. And it was crazy. Or that Rena buyout that happened and was crazy. Normally it's only if a buyout happens and sticks, it's normally kind of crazy. You guys today, going to go through a few things that I think keep an eye on. As you notice, that prices are sort of adjusting still and reducing in price, as well as a couple of things here, there, and everywhere, which you probably should look forward to in the future. So, Digimon EX2, Biasmon's taken a hit. It's still doing fairly well somehow. I'm thinking they're getting very lucky not hitting the Machine Ones are with the bane of its own existence because you can't get around it. Like, it's impossible. Like this, you can try and go wide, but then it just kills you. So, I don't know. So, Biasmon currently staying around the whole £9. Remember when these things were super cheap? Because you don't. Yeah, at one point these were like pounds. They were super cheap for a very long time because no one wanted them because everyone hated this deck because it was a terrible deck. I love the deck. I think the EX2 deck was really good. Rest in peace, Imp. But yeah, so you're looking around the 9s, easily the 10s, still the 12s. If you're something a bit rarer, we do have this version. As the deck has been hitting the knees, the price of these has dropped by like 20-ish pounds. These were at one point going for around about the 50-ish pounds. As you can see now, they've come down to about 35s. You can see here, literally just a couple months ago, they were they were going for some money. They were really going. People really wanted to get this deck going, and yeah, Bandai just came and did what Bandai does. It won 2 things and was like, needs a ban now. That's your blue hybrid. The winners, what starter deck? I think this is the starter deck pre-release thing they did. The Biasmon Cup one. The winners one. If you don't want to spend all your money on the big boy alt art, this is fairly good. From what I tell, it's shiny, and you get the nice Biasmon Cup thing here. I actually do quite like the Biasmon Cup things. Think about, and then you have the follow-up official tournament event pack thing here, which is around about the same prices. Down to you. If you want the cheap and cheerful, go get yourself just this one here, as they will do the same thing. Me personally, I got very lucky. I pulled 2 of these. I'm happy. We're going to have a look at Alphamon. If you don't know, there is more Alphamon support coming in. BT13, which is only about 6 to 7 weeks away now, roughly, give or take. We don't know the exact date. Don't think they've actually announced the exact date yet. We know it's July, but we don't know when in July. I'm thinking it's going to be the last week of July, which is what it normally is. It's normally like the last Friday of July into August, depending on how they want to do pre-release. But keep an eye on Orokens if you don't have them. I just picked up my playset of these today. I didn't have them. I didn't need to have them. But with the new Alphamon support coming out, it might turn up. Actually, I might start playing again. Remember, we play best of 3s, we don't play best of 1s. There's always a good chance that Oroken is going to be like this sort of mad crazy card, especially when you get an Alphamon that goes, I just ignore your effects, it's fine. And have a look at it. To be fair, the alt arts are only slightly cheaper if you want to go for max rarity in this deck. Personally speaking, I actually just prefer how this card looks. I think it's action shots. I think it's really cool. It's swinging it up with the the Horyuken one. But yeah, I can see people like wanting like the power pose as well. But personally for me, I do like the normal arts. Emperor Greymons, they've stayed relatively cheap compared to like the other SRs that are seeing more play at the point. Emperor Greymon Red Hybrid has been like one of the most competitive decks at the moment with how fast it is and the speed that it comes out at you at. But yeah, I'm surprised this card hasn't. As you can see, it's coming down in price, a little bit spike again, and then down again in price. Yeah, pick these up where you can. These won't be cheap forever because people are going to just continue using this as the aggro deck of the format. The other one's not really the aggro deck of the format it used to be, but now Emperor Grey just does Emperor Greymon things. And the alt art has come down in price. Well, a little bit here, but yeah, it's fairly good. These were going for like 30 a couple of weeks ago, and now they're coming down to like 15 to 20. Pick these up where you can. If it's something you're interested in, the deck is really good. The deck is really cool. Win condition is essentially running the other person down, but I mean, that's generally what Red Hybrid's always done. Shine Greymon here, on the other hand, though, is starting to spike up in price. I am a couple of these, I do apologise. Yeah, it's a good deck. It's got support in EX4. It's got support coming out in BT13, and it's all good support. The only issue is here that, yes, it is one of the very few SRs that's actually worth money right now. If you can get hold of it, grab it where you can. If it's a deck you are interested in playing, you can get it sooner than later. as these cards will disappear when the boxes start to disappear too. As you can see, there's only 120 online. You want to play a set of these, so there's only, very quick, 30 play sets of these online. Grab them while you can. Alt Art Shine is currently the most expensive alt art in the set outside of the gold and silver alternate arts. That were the special edition alt arts, you can say. But yep, these people in here, people brought these as they can. These were at one point going for like 20, and they're basically doubled over price. Both the arts look really nice in person. If you do like prefer more textures, then you do get the Shine Grey one over here. But you know, budget is budget. Do what you can. They don't make the cards any better. Digimon. This is just a personal thing. If you know me, I like milling Digimon or Milgidramon. It's a deck that I am looking forward to playing in EX4. Is it any good? No. Is it fun? Yes. Will you have fun? No. Will I have fun? Yes. So, essentially, if you don't blow up your opponent, you have to mill them out instead. These are super cheap. Pennies. Pennies, people. One of the very cheap SRs you can get. Deck is fun. You can build it for like less than £10 probably. Trying to think what the most expensive cards in this deck will be. Probably these at like 25p. Yeah, at least I'll start alting things. Actually, no, I lie. Depending on which baby you run, I'm going to run the BT13 one. If you want to run the EX2 one, those babies like £1.50 now, which will probably be the most expensive part of your deck. Otherwise, you just run the Tamers. Tamers like 20p each. You run 3 of each. And everything else is pennies. Unless you want to get the correctly spelt Raumons, and good luck because they just seem to disappear off the marketplace. If you want to go for alt arts, you want to make your deck look nicer. Fairly cheap card. You can pick these up for less than 6s for the most part, and into 7s. And Kai of Cards has you know, 4 playsets for, you know, fairly cheap. I personally would pick up the alt arts if you want to play this deck. It's just a fun deck. It has hits and misses. EX4 you get the support where if you do start milling things that you don't want to, you can get it back. Essentially just your Crimson modes. You can also run the Beelzebub cards in here. You can run Deathslinger, and you can run Rivals Barrage. That way you can get your purple cards back out if you need to, and you gain memory when you mill things. Pretty good. I quite like the deck. Is it amazing? No, but it's fun. And that's the only thing that matters sometimes, is having some fun. Gallantmon, on the other hand, X-Antibody, has seen a rise in popularity with the new Gallantmon support coming out with BT12, EX4, not really Gallantmon support, chaos is a different thing, and then BT13. Rushing Gallantmon is kind of cool. Kind of cool. So, the issue you have is, this card's cool. I can't lie, it is. And it's starting to spike up again. Now, this did go down to like £2.5 to £3 at one point, and over time it has just gone back up in price again. I think it's just because at one point there was quite a few missing pieces on the market. But as you can see, we're putting places back up there now for nearly £6. Got a few of these you want to get rid of. Looking at £5 each. Not so bad. Again, these were at one point super cheap and you couldn't really give them away. The alt arts, on the other hand, the alt arts have been spiking slowly over time. Now, I grabbed my alt arts for like, I think, £11 each. Happy. Very happy. But yes, over time they've just slowly gone up in price, 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 and yeah. At one point these were like £35 each. So they have repopulated since then. There are only 30 currently available on the market. If you are looking to play Gallantmon or Gallantmon with X-Antibody, you know, Gallantmon X-Antibody is a fantastic card. There's a lot for the deck. Grab your copies now. I recommend getting the normal ones where you can. You normally only play 3 of these, maybe 2, depending on how you want to build your deck. Alt arts, if you really want to max rarity, go for it, but don't worry about it if you don't have to. And then Galmon. Galmon alt art is one of the few other alt arts from the X record set that's still keeping a high value at roughly around about the £25 mark. The other things are the Agumon as well as the War Greymon, and then Defex and Defex alt art also keeping some value, despite the fact the card itself doesn't see much play due to one of our formats not being able to play the card. Galmon does get support in EX4, which means that you will have the fun time of playing this card, swinging out with Blitz, and then going into the other form. No, the other way around, sorry, the other form. Let you Digivolve into this one and swing with Blitz, and you can de-Digivolve, and you can reboot, and you've got Security plus 1. The deck is its deck, it's okay in itself. Obviously, it has Greymon in its name, so it gets to do the Greymon shenanigans with Raid and stuff. But yeah, the deck is fine. It's another fun deck. Not necessarily like this big amazing deck that everyone wants it to be, but you know, down the line we'll probably get some more support for it, and yeah, I like Gammon. I think Gammon's pretty fun. And that's kind of it for today, guys. A lot of things that you're going to see around the prices nowadays are either decks shifting their prices because they're trying to figure out what's going on. Quartz is kind of like going up and down daily because people are trying to figure out if Quartz is needed for Bloom, if they want to pick it up because they go into Burst mode for Rose Monsoon, if they need to pick up other like bits and bobs for the decks. Hydra isn't banned in regional formats, so people are thinking like, I don't really need to get more than like 1 or 2 Quartzes. And then some people are still like going, I'll get 1. Some people play 3. It's very strange. And that's kind of the only thing I can really think of right now that's going on. Is Quartzes is changing price a little bit. War Greymon's going down in price by the day. I think it's because they've kind of realised it's a very strong deck, but once you figure out that, you just wait for it to come out and you just stare at it for 4 turns. There's not much they can do, to be fair. And yeah, that's kind of it. That's the marketplace. It's very quiet right now. It's in a good position. The only things that are really shifting is Shine, because Shine's a very good deck, especially after BT13, which again is like 7 weeks away. Personally speaking, if you don't want anything from EX4, which you probably don't, depending, because it's all like side set stuff that's not necessarily needed. A lot of stuff is pretty cool though. Save your money for BT13 and just make sure you get what you want out of there. All the Royal Knights have alt arts as well as the burst modes. So, oh, and don't forget Yggdrasil. So yeah, just keep your money in your pocket if you need to, and grab the cards that you need before the sets just essentially spike out of price. And yeah, peace out, Tamers. We'll see you guys soon. Have a fantastic day, and hopefully, yeah, we'll get some card reveals today, and we'll have a great time. Peace out.